Actually, it's Emmett and Joe, just to make sure. Emmett and Joe. Yeah, not Joe and Emmett.
Okay, I see. I see who gets top billing on this thing.
My
Yeah.
God.
I have the most stickers and gold stars.
Gotcha. Okay. So the storming has officially happened, which resulted in one arrest. What did you
Yeah.
guys think of the happenings?
Well, first and foremost, it was a huge collection of like-minded, open-minded people. We saw people from Australia. We saw people from all over the country. We saw people. Joe, was it from Germany?
Yeah, definitely. There was from Germany, some people from Italy. They were all over the place.
Yeah, it was just like thousands of people in like tinfoil hats, flying saucer outfits, wandering around, at different event locations, basically spread out over about a 50-mile strip, a stretch of road. So it was RVs everywhere. We didn't get to see the arrest, but we heard that they were pretty nice about it. It could have been a lot worse. You know that for sure.
A lot worse.
Were there more capitalist-minded people there that had food trucks and whatnot?
Yeah, actually, thank God for the food trucks, because we were able to have burritos and pulled pork sandwiches out in the middle of the desert. If it wasn't for the food trucks, we would have only survived on goldfish crackers and Clif Bars. So thank God for them, and I was happy to pay $15 for burrito. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, there were definitely people out there selling their merch, doing their thing. There was music, both locations. So I guess you could say we had some capitalist-minded people out there. I'm okay with that, though.
Oh yeah.
How did you gentlemen get interested in UFOs and aliens?
Well, Joe is actually an alien himself. Did you know that, Joe?
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's an alien with you, bro, because you're just out of this world. I can't take it.
Oh,
someone beat him up.
It's very nice of you. What was the question?
How did you guys get interested in UFOs and aliens and all that stuff?
Oh man! I started with a documentary back in the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, bro. Talk, Joe.
No, go ahead. I was about to see what you were going to say.
Oh, okay. Basically, it started with a documentary in the '90s. We had some really interesting books on mysterious creatures and the unexplainable or the paranormal. And I was always showing Joe, like, oh, look, this is the Loch Ness Monster. Oh, look, this is a battery that was thousands of years old. Just weird stuff that's kind of in our paranormal sphere. It just really opened up my mind. And then ever since then, Joe and I have just been obsessed with aliens. The concept of not being alone, the idea that there's technologies that can move between planets, solar systems, and galaxies, frankly, the blink of an eye is such a mind-blowing idea. And so it really took us on just this journey that led ultimately to Area 51. So, that's pretty much it's been since we were kids. It's been there.
Along the way, have you guys had any paranormal experiences?
Just when we were, I think I was around 10 and bro was 9, we were looking out our balcony of our apartment complex, and we saw in the distance a bunch of green glowing lights just going all over the place. And then all of a sudden they stopped. And that's when me and bro looked at each other and said, okay, we need to figure what this is and figure it out.
Yeah, we were so young. It was actually kind of terrified the neighborhood, like, a little bit. It was like talking
Very
about,
much.
what was that? We never knew. It could have been whatever, but at the time it was like, whoa. But fast forward, as adults, Joe and I are out in the middle of the desert at an event, and there are people there claiming to connect and contact with extraterrestrials and UFOs. And we're like, okay, cool. that's kind of weird. Hope you brought your crystals or whatever. So here we, so, and you know what I'm talking about. But so now in the sky, looking in the sky, there is this light, and people say blinking light, but it was more like it grew gradually into this huge white ball, and then just as gradually dimmed out into nothing. It was so bright that everybody in the entire camp area was like, whoa, what is that? People were clapping and cheering because I guess the UFO people made their contact. And so we still to this day have absolutely no freaking idea what that was. Nope.
So
and we're like, is that a satellite? Like, well, what's going on? So we're still on it trying to figure out some of this weird stuff.
It sounds a little bit like some of the happenings that were going on at Skinwalker Ranch back in the early 2000s, was it?
Yes, Skinwalker Ranch, the mysterious land that has, ghosts, poltergeists, UFOs, aliens, entities. It seems to be some kind of vortex or hotspot for paranormal activity. And interesting fact, I have to look and see, but I know that Bruce Bigelow from Bigelow Aerospace actually was doing research there, trying to capture these things and measure them. And I believe they were able to make some sort of breakthrough based on this property, Skinwalker Ranch. And it's definitely been of interest to the government. And the government's researched it. They brought in subcontractors and things like Bigelow to see what's going on. So yeah, Skinwalker Ranch is a huge mystery, and weird things happen there still to this day. It's a really great story, really great mystery.
Would that happen to be maybe a area that you'd like to go into for, say, your next documentary?
I think we'd send Joe in there first,
just in case.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
No, Joe, I think we should what we'll do is we'll set up Joe in a chair with a bucket of chicken. And then we'll light some candles and some crystals, and then we'll do a prayer or something, or an anti-prayer, whatever pulls the demons in, and then we'll just video it and watch. and then I think we'll get the answers we're looking for. But yeah, that'd be great.
I wonder if there's an intergalactic
down.
safe word.
Pineapple. Is that a good one, Joe? Or canned cheese. That sounds more like you. Canned cheese. That's a good safe word.
So what can you tell me about how this documentary got going and your travels from Northern California all the way to Nevada?
Well,
is he talking
to you? Oh, sorry. Sorry, you're talking to Emmett or Joe? Which one? Or both?
Both of you. Since you're both involved.
Yeah.
Well, Joe and I have already stormed Area 51.
Yeah, we've done that.
Stormed Area 51 years ago. We have a funny video. Actually, we went there to the gates, to the world famous little alien, and we met with the owner. We ate there a couple times and bought their merchandise and went to the gates. And Joe humped a blow up alien in front of the guards. We got a peace sign. So I think that our experience there kind of came at the right time when the world's imagination has been captured by what's in Area 51, basically by the post that went online. And, it's been just great timing because we've been there, we're knowledgeable about it, we have a pretty good historical understanding of the base and what's been built there and that sort of stuff. And so it's just great timing. And we were like, let's hop in an RV, bro, and go see, down the road, see who we can meet, what experts we can meet with. Joe had a list of great people that worked inside the base. So we just took the opportunity and said, right now, let's go, let's meet these people, and let's see what is going to come to this event. What's going to happen? Are they going to rush the gate? Are they not? So you have to find out and see. By watching Sunday, 10 p.m. on Travel Channel.
Good plug. Good
plug.
Thank you so much.
Who are some of the people that that you met along the way? You said it was some people that formerly used to work at the base or / airport or whatever the official designation is for it. What were those people like?
Joe, this is definitely a question for you.
Do we give names, bro?
Like Rick Doty. We met Rick Doty. We met
there's
documentary.
Rick Doty, and what's the other people we met?
Documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell.
Jeremy Corbell, yes.
Joe's exhausted, okay, his children. And
I'm not
so,
adopted, okay?
No,
yes.
Okay. Try again.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
yes, we've met Jeremy Corbell.
Rick
Doty actually worked in Area 51. He was actually, in the 80s, he actually worked at the base. That was my number one guy to talk to.
He actually
I know
showed
how
us his
hard it is to
51
get into these bases, what it takes to get into these bases, and for someone to work there and actually talk about it, that's really special.
How much could this person actually talk about, and how much did they have to watch their language?
Well, I'll tell you this. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
From what he could tell us, he saw physically with his eyes on a camera, CCTV camera, an alien walking around in a cell, holding a globe in its hand and working around like a ball and like thinking and pacing. I'd almost dropped to my knees when I heard that. Because I'm huge on aliens. Aliens is my big thing. He can have his technology. Emmett can have his technologies, UFOs. I want to see the beings.
Mm-hmm. So they basically have alien prisoners.
Well, that was the question we asked him. He didn't know. But you know what he did say? Mm-hmm. He did say something along the lines of, what's really mind-blowing is what I won't tell you. Won't tell you because you wouldn't be able to handle it. And, of course, you got to dig through that when you're talking to whistleblowers or anybody who says they have inside knowledge. And, we're pretty good at kind of, shuffling through that. But nonetheless, it's still interesting information. And Rick Doty is just a badass. And Jeremy Corbell is, the filmmaker for the Bob Lazar documentary. And that's a whole other story there with Bob Lazar and the technology that he worked with and back engineered at S4, which is a location near Area 51. Mind-blowing sort of stuff. And these people are the best of the best. We've got Professor Greg Agigian from Penn State, who talks about the history of the area, the layout of the base, what to expect on our journey, what to watch out for. So we're really well taken care of. And I think we got the perfect lineup of experts to help us.
Mr. Earl Grey Anderson from MUFON?
Yes. Oh, bro, what was your favorite part about that?
Just the fact that he has documentation of circle choices for what picked you up from an abduction.
Yeah,
it's like creating a hamburger.
Creating a hamburger? Yeah, it's just like creating a hamburger. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, no, like his abductions, and he has a piece of paper that you fill out and you circle what it looked like. Was it reptilian? Was it a gray? What did you feel? Was there a light? And there's all these circle questions, and you can actually see some of these abduction stories. It's amazing.
As far as the beings themselves, how many different types are being reported as being seen? I mean, we typically know grays are the most popular, then reptilians, but then is there anything after that?
Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say, there's released documents that claim that there's like 13 known species. I don't know what all 13 are. But I know for a fact that I think grays are pretty much a staple item, or not item, but being in this whole thing. There's the reptilians. There are the tall whites. there are the beings that were in a case that talked about two gentlemen being abducted. They were monstrous sort of beings with horns. And then after you look at Whitley Strieber's story and his abduction, where there were small, short, kind of stocky blue men and giant, praying mantis sort of creatures. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I think you have to sort between imagination and sleep paralysis. That's another thing. But yeah, it all comes down to these gray beings, and that seems to be the most common thread amongst all experiencers and abductees, is this being. And the descriptions and the stories are so very specifically in tune with each other that there's something to it. And there are beings that are not human that are abducting people and potentially probing them.
Mm-hmm. in a very awkward place.
Well, awkward to some.
not to all, just some more conservative-minded people.
Absolutely. But you see,
yeah,
the anal probing thing started back with Whitley Strieber.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that got into the sort of kind of like culture of this whole thing. I don't really know if they do that.
It kind of got picked up as more of a lighthearted joke, and then just continued its life. But yeah, I wouldn't know exactly what information you'd really get out of somebody by probing that area besides a good temperature read.
Yes, that's why we prefer to probe intellectually on our podcast, the UFO Bros Probecast. That's what we call it, the Probecast, because we're probing for answers, not for whatever they're looking for in there. But when you get into this field, there is so much stuff to wade through and push aside and swim through, and people to try to decide to take them seriously or not. But we've whittled everything down in this special to what we think are the most important points about Area 51, and also preparing our expectation and ourselves for safety and what's going to happen, what's going down there. How many tinfoil hats are we going to see? How many groups? We actually, remember, Joe, we saw a group of like 5 or 6 friends, and they were all wearing alien pajamas. It was great.
Yeah, they were like a onesie with shorts.
Yeah. And they like made a last minute decision to like buy them and go on down to Area 51. It was awesome.
One of the last couple questions I have is: did anyone talk about some of the more Eastern Eastern America sightings, like the Grinning Man, Indrid Cold, or Mothman, or anything like that? Were there any of those stories that were also being seen on the West Coast?
No, we didn't. I think pretty much everybody was stuck on what's at Area 51, and that seemed to be the most important. Nobody really talked about. We didn't hear any stories about that. We did hear stories about people from like all over the world and what it took them to get there. Mm-hmm. Some people, blew their savings or whatever they had to do to come down and see what was going to happen.
What was the ultimate takeaway that some of these people had after the event was all over? Did you see elation? Did you see disappointment? What was the overall feeling?
Elation, excitement, optimism, hope that things are going to get better and that the technologies will be released. But it's obvious now that the government's hiding stuff that can change our world. You have to remember, this was a totally, completely person-driven event. Human beings, I mean. People of the world made this event. Some kid in California made the Facebook page. Then everybody decided that this was going to be something to explore. So this was a huge step. I don't think people necessarily know how big of a step it is for the people to come forward and say, we're right here standing at your gate of your most top secret but well-known base in the world. And we're here because we want to know what is happening behind the gates of Area 51. And, you know, I don't think there's any turning back now. More people are cannot think of another time where a group of people wanting to know the truth about UFOs were physically in one place near government property demanding the truth. Not in my lifetime, I can't remember.
Did the government push back at all? Or were they just kind of just standing and waiting to see if anything was going to come of this this group of people?
Oh, it was a giant fun show for them. They're waiting to see people come through so that they can start laughing and videotaping it themselves. Look at these guys trying to get over here. Oh, there's no one arrested. Oh, there's no one arrested.
I did hear a story, I don't know if it's true, that like some older lady walked over the line and that what the officers did was just like walk her back over it because they literally have the legal federal authority to execute your ass for stopping over that line. It's like not a joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I don't expect they would ever take a secret government facility lightly when people decide they're going to come onto that property. I can completely understand being associated with military myself. Yeah, it'd be kind of hard just to be like, haha, look at them when they just cross the fence.
Right. But at the same time, you can't take out the little old lady, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be bad news.
It would be bad press, but you never know. She might be an alien in disguise. You know, you won't know until you take her out.
Ooh, a spy. Guys, as a little old lady. You never know.
I mean, they could be anything. They could be anyone. You never know. When you're dealing with something that you don't have enough massive amounts of just concrete research, you can never really make a call in saying exactly what's what. That's the way I've always looked at it. You need as much information as possible, no matter where it comes from, no matter who it comes from. Just aggregate it, put it together, then sift through it.
Absolutely. And that's what we've done for this special.
And this special is premiering September 29th at 10 p.m. on both East and West Coast at the exact same time on the Travel Channel, correct?
That's it. That's us on Travel Channel. Yes, we love Travel Channel.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. My last question is probably the most important is where can people find you to find your podcast, find more stories about you, more of your experiences, all that good stuff?
Yeah, you can find us on all platforms, social media at Real UFO Bros. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook.
RealUFOBros.com.
My thanks extend to you, I do, for watching this video. Find more of them you can at ScienceFiction.com. May the force be with you.